Make me a bicycle!
Hey guys, how's it going? This is your boy extrmwill here with Extreme Tech. I'm going to talk really quickly about some of the new updates in the Chia 1.2 in the pooling protocol and kind of what I've done and how I've got it all to work and how it's going. So first we're going to cover my favorite thing. It was a new thing in the new GUI. So we're in here in the plot screen. If we scroll down all the way down to the bottom, if you have a bad plot, it'll show up down here on the bottom. I had like over 300 terabytes worth of plots written when this started. So it was 3,000 plots, so 300 terabytes written. So it'll bring it up and list it down here in the bottom. And then the really nice thing is you have these like ellipses right here. You can just click on and you can delete it. So it'll tell you that you had a bad one, so you know. So it's easy to just get rid of it. And then you could come in here, and it's really easy to delete it. I didn't have to go find where it was, what hard drive it was in, or what machine it's on. Well, I guess I had to find what machine it's on, because I had to look at each machine. But I had one on like 3 or 4 machines that I had to go. But it was really nice, because it was really easy to find, very convenient, and very easy to fix the problem. The next thing I want to talk about right now is making plots. So we're going to click again. Oh, no, I'm not going to click on like that. Come up here to add plot. This is pretty much the same. You're still going to make the K32s. Choose how many you're going to do. Plot in parallel. You come in here in advanced options. This is still all the same. To what I understand, the only time you need to use these two now is if you're writing plots for someone else. Which, some of the people who really need to use it is a very particular thing. So you shouldn't even have to really worry about using those two. Your directories are both still going to work the same. This number 5 is where it's really going to start to change. I had a problem when I first started. I didn't realize I had made a new account. Well, I didn't really necessarily make a new account. I made new keys here in the wallet, and my wallet didn't sync. Because my wallets weren't synced, I couldn't make an NFT right away because you have to have the one mojo in order to do it. You have to have a very small amount. That's what I want to be able to back in the screen. So because it wasn't fully synced, I just like, okay, I'm just gonna start writing plots. But I was writing the single plots, which are essentially the old plots. I wasn't writing the new pool plots. I don't know if I had the option to write the new. I want to say I don't think I could write the new pool plots until my wallet came in and I was able to write my NFT. Now, because I've already written my NFT, I can't go back and see what it looked like on the screen. But I will say, if you're not fully synced, be really careful on what kind of plots it is you're making. I don't remember if it gives you the option of the 2. You would want to be writing the plots for solar farming? That doesn't sound right. I don't even remember what the 2 options are called. I'll say this, be really careful which ones you're writing on. It may be better to just wait to start writing until you're synced. Now, the plots that I did write wound up essentially being kind of like old plots. So it wasn't necessarily terrible. I was just able to take them and I shift some of them over into other hard drives. I deleted most of them, which kind of stunk. I lost about a day and a half. I've lost a ton of writing time in this transition process, but that's what happens in transition processes. And part of why I'm making this video to help if you're getting started to not make some of the mistakes that I necessarily made in it. But once everything is fully linked, then you can make the new NFT plots. And it doesn't even give me an option right now to make the bad ones. When I do make them, though, I pick the specific one I'm in. Right now, I'm using Red Rhinoceros is the one I've set up. So that's the one I'm using. If you go into the pooling protocol 2, I'm writing on about 10 different computers right now, which is why I have 4 of these up. So once your wallet is synced, all you need to do is turn it off and turn it back on, and then any ones you had written will already show up. You'll need to create one to start with, and then if you don't see it, just turn it off and turn it back on once it finishes syncing. That's an issue you could run into. It's definitely an issue I ran into that I was kind of frustrated with because everything was going at different times because I was trying to pick and plot when to shut machines down and turn them back on so I could get them in between plots. You know, I didn't want to shut down when I had a plot at 90%. I wanted to let that plot finish. So, trying to hurry and rush too much, so I definitely made a bunch of mistakes. But you can get it set up. I just picked one. I liked this name the best, I guess. Red Rhinoceros. So this is the one that I chose. And then the pool I chose, of course, big surprise, I chose Space Pool. Literally the only pool I know of right now. The only official pool. There are other official pools out there. I haven't heard any of the others. I figure I'll check it out. I'm in the process of checking it out. There's definitely things that I'm not liking very much. A lot of it is it's really hard right now trying to find any content on a lot of this because everyone's making the exact same 2 videos. And they've made 2. Everyone's made how to join Space Pool and how to use Mad Max Plotter, and nobody's made videos discussing any of the other issues that you may possibly have had. So, in here, like, I was writing plots, and I couldn't figure out why my plots weren't coming over, and why they weren't coming over. Why it said I didn't have any plots for half my machines, even though I was writing plots like crazy. I had, 15 to 20 terabytes worth of plots, and most of the machines said I only had like 1 or 2 plots in the pool. I was like, why are none of my plots showing up? Because the plots I started writing before I was syncing, they couldn't sync because they weren't actually NFT plots. So I was writing the old style plots with the new system. It was very frustrating. So now that I have the new system, now it's making the plots. It'll go to this, and if I change pool, all I gotta do is change pool and come over to another one. I wish there was a way to just delete these because I'm never really going to use them. There's no real reason to, unless you want to use a different name. I guess you could, in theory, you could have them all running at the same time, but I still don't even know how that would work because you would be double farming because you can't separate which folder it's pulling everything out of. So I don't understand the purpose of having more than one at a time. I have all 10 machines right now are on Red Rhinoceros, which is pretty cool. And then you come into, I don't know how I feel about Space Pool, because we come into Space Pool, and if I search Red Rhinoceros, I can't find myself. When I come on the app on my phone, I'm not going to turn my phone on. When I come on the app on my phone and I search Red Rhinoceros on my phone in Space Pool, I can't find it. So what you've got to do then is come in here and click on this, and you can view the link to the pool here, which I have to do to then get to this page, which this page is awesome. This page is what I really need to see. I like this page. This page makes me want to stay with Space Pool, but the fact it's so hard for me to get to this page is kind of ridiculous. I don't know if I have a way to get to this page on my phone. Like, I can't check on my pool while I'm at work. Like, this is ridiculous. Check to make sure I'm making progress. I want to say, I think while I was deleting my old plots, I think I accidentally deleted a bunch of the new ones too, because I thought earlier today, a couple hours ago, I thought I was at like 7.5. So I think I might have accidentally deleted about 1,000 terabytes, which is kind of what makes me really concerned why I want to watch this on my phone, because now that I have a hard drive somewhere right now that's not reading, because I'm on 10 machines, or did I accidentally over-delete too many? I just want to make sure, like, in my head, keep a soft count. Like, okay, this number should keep going up, and it should keep going up by this much or that much. Right now, it's definitely going to be really hard for me to track because it was what time did each machine the wallet fully sync up on for when did it get in or not get in. And we'll get in real quick to not syncing then, too. Another huge problem I had, 2 of my machines didn't want to sync at all. I found out this was because of Wi-Fi issues, where the one machine I'm using is like, it's literally a computer in the house that we really don't use at all. So I'm like, hey, why not utilize this? The problem is the Wi-Fi adapter on it. Oh, one of these things. It's actually not this one specifically, but it's a very, very old one of these. It is probably a 15-year-old version of something like this. One of the very first USB Wi-Fi router sticks that came out. It's old. It may be almost 20 years old. Wow, that thing is old. Holy cow. Yeah, it's more than 15 years old. Because that's from before I started my job that I'm at now. So, it can only do a very, very small amount. So it's having a really hard time syncing because it didn't have reliable enough internet. I was also having a problem with my second plotter I have right here, was doing the same thing, because when I sent it back to them to get it fixed, they didn't send me the antennas back for the Wi-Fi. So it has Wi-Fi, but it can only do I think the one upstairs can do 30 gigabytes up and down. This can only do 50 gigabytes up and down, or could only do 50 gigabytes up and down. It's now hardlined in. So, you know, the main PC right now, I have like 1,000 over 1,000 internet. So now that that one's hardlined in, it can literally go so much faster. Almost 20 times faster. It's probably 800 up and 800 down now or something like that. I have 1,000 over 1,000. I don't know if you can actually do 1,000 over 1,000 yet. I know when I got it set up 2 years ago, I think 1,000 over 1,000 still was not physically possible. I should look into that again. I wonder if you can actually do 1,000 over 1,000. Even if you're buying 1,000 over 1,000, it doesn't mean you actually can, because there was physics that they couldn't break yet. But they figure out how to break these physics all the time. Like when I bought my monitors, my 4K monitors are only 60 hertz because they could not physically make a 4K monitor at 60 hertz. I believe right now you can go buy a 4K monitor that's like 244 or 290 hertz. You know, you can get ones that are boosted. So, I mean, technology grows, and you know, what they can physically do and can't physically do, like, it changes and gets better. But, what the whole point of it was, the problem I was having with the syncing on the 2 specifically was because of the lack of Wi-Fi. It just wasn't a strong enough signal. And I think the stronger internet signal you can get, the less time it will take you to sync. So it may be something to keep in mind, you know, like when you're trying to sync, it'll probably be better if you have it hardlined in than if you have it on Wi-Fi. Some of that different stuff. Let's see, what else do I need to get into? So the last thing I have to discuss, the other video everyone else is doing, one on right now, is the new Mad Max plotter. I have not tried the new Mad Max plotter yet. When it originally came out, like a month ago, I was trying to do it, and it was entirely way too complicated of a process at that point in time to do it. For me, personally. Like, I'm working like 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, like, plus trying to do all this. I have, you know, I've got a halfway decent graphics card mining, and we got a lot going on here. I kind of want to show my core pooling, but I kind of don't, because I don't know what I can show. That's not what I wanted. Where'd it go? This is what, yeah, we got core pool going too. Like, I got a lot of stuff going on, so like trying to take time to learn how to do stuff, some stuff can be a little bit harder. And I don't necessarily need it specifically the way my system is set up. The way my system is set up right here in this room, I have 4 of these 2 terabyte 970 Evo Pluses. I have 2 here in Skynet, and I have 2 over here, and I don't even know what I'm calling the Skynet Junior or something like that. But I have 4 of them of these 2 terabytes in this room. So I can write at a very, very fast speed and pace right now. So it's only going to get a marginal increase on these 2, I would think, specifically, unless I start spending a lot of time. I do have 128 megabytes of RAM here in Skynet. So I could, if I want to learn how to make a RAM hard disk, I could probably tear some plots through this super fast, but it's just going to take a lot of time. And then at that point, it's, do I have enough hard drive space to justify spending the time to do all of this? I don't know. The new process might be better, though. I'm going to try to do it and take a look and see, is it still, can I comprehend how to do it, or can I not comprehend how to do it? Because some of this is definitely very interesting. I think I have built a pretty immense, awesome looking little farm here in my house. But like some of it's not technically done right. You know, it's done how I can figure it out. You know, I was able to write 300 terabytes with just the GUI. So I'm going to give it a shot and see. I think the new one, though, from what I'm looking at, it looks like it might be a lot really easier. So if you're getting into this right now, you know, I have 10 PCs total. They don't all have these 2 terabytes. I think I only have the 4. I only have the 2 in these rooms. I have 2 other cheaper 2 terabytes upstairs and a couple of 1 terabytes in some of the other ones. So, like, depending on your particular layout, it's going to make a difference. I don't expect a lot of people are going to be running 10 PCs like I am, but I'm running 10 PCs mostly because of trying to do the nice hash farming on here to, mine the Ethereum to get paid in the Bitcoin, you couldn't buy graphics cards. So I had to buy whole PCs. And when Chia came out, I'm like, I should be able to really turn Chia is something I should really be able to knock out the park for my own advantage, more or less, because, like, I don't need to buy anything. Well, I need to buy hard drives. But I already had 10 PCs. I had a ton of hard drive space. I plan to make videos to get into that, how to, like, easy ways to do hard drive space and a little bit harder ways to do hard drive space. And I'm trying to decide how I want to do that in format. I was going to do this as like 6 different videos or whatever, but I'm just going to do it as one giant. These are topics that I don't see people talking about that I ran into, that I saw, that I feel like I pretty well understand now. So, this is just a different kind of video than what everyone else has done in the last 2 days. I may get a Mad Max. I won't do a Mad Max plot review. I'll tell you right now. I'm not going to make one. Everybody else already made one. Like, there's no point for me to make one. Even if I use it or don't use it, I don't care. I'm not going to make a Mad Max video. I may talk about it. If you want to learn how to do it, I don't think Son of a Tech did one yet. Wow, that's amazing. He's normally first. I'm pretty sure Red Panda Mining has one. Everybody else has one already. A really good one. The one I'm going to use when I try mine, actually, it's going to be, I talked about him in the investing wave. His looked really, really simple. And I think I was watching his and paying a lot of attention. His looked like the most simple, common language one that I've seen, where he's not throwing a lot of, like, jargon at you that you got to know exactly what he's talking about. He seemed to really break it down the best that I've seen. Not to say everyone else's is bad, but the one guy, I don't watch him a whole lot. I've watched a couple of videos. I can't even think of his name. I know people are sharing his video a lot, and YouTube keeps telling me to watch his video every time I turn it on. I've watched it a couple times, but I think the process is actually a lot easier than he says it is in his video. Like, I think he's overcomplicating with some of his terminology and verbiage than it needs to be. So, but now, granted, I think if you understand everything completely in investing waves, it may be a good idea to go watch somebody who does explain it in a more complicated way, so you can see if there's something you can pick up on how to optimize yours to run it better. On something like that too, specifically like when it comes to plotting, I think the more different people's opinions you can get on it and see from the plotting, the more it can help you out. Because there's different little tweaks that some people do that make a real big difference for their particular setup. And because there is such a wide variance in setups, I have 10 PCs. Literally none of them are identical, or even remotely close to identical. I don't think I have the same graphics card or processor chip combination in any of them. I have some of the same processors, and I have some of the same graphics cards, but out of the 10, I don't think any of the 3 of them have the same. Almost none of them are using the same RAM. I don't even know where I'm at on the same kind of motherboards. I tried sticking all to the one or the other, but I'm not even using all AMD or all Intel. Like, there's so much different variety that you can get in towards what your system could do and can't do. So, I mean, I think, from where I'm at, I'm still trying to learn. Like, if we look at this, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was laughing pretty hard. I've probably only been farming for less than 4 months already. Less than 4 months from complete starting. So I kind of want to go back and watch some of those first videos to see exactly where my profitability was on that. Because I'm looking... This month was looking there for like that first 9 days. It was looking like I was going to make $4,000 this month. It's such a short period of time. Just an inconceivable that it could have potentially grown that much. I got in early enough. I made some decisions that were a little bit questionable-ish. Like I was buying whole computers to get graphics cards. But when Chia came out, this became the most amazing thing in the world. I already had everything. The majority of those computers were already completely paid off. Like... I bought them all cash with my overtime money from work because I'm working insane hours. So, like, the setup and layout on this is pretty ridiculous. I want to get in some more videos on all that too. Part of it comes into what do I have time to do and work on and all that. I don't want to go too much longer on this. This is already longer than I wanted to go. But we'll get some more videos coming in. I really want to do some where I break down specific machines, components, what I'm doing, benefits, disadvantages. I mean, what I've seen. I mean, a lot too. Because I have 10 computers and I'm plotting on 10 computers, I've seen a lot of stuff. You know, I'm not necessarily test benching and marking everything the same as everybody else, but I can kind of tell you right offhand what works better and what doesn't to a certain degree. There's some stuff still I'm not going to know. If you want to come and ask me what power supply you have and if it's going to be enough or not, I'm like, oh. You have to figure that out. But, alright. I'm going to go. So if you guys liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, come on back. We'll get more videos going. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this video turned out pretty well, so I really hope it actually turned out well. Hopefully my microphone's on, right? Yes! Alright. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe, come on back, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.